if you feel guilty when you rest, if all your hard work still never feels like enough,
That's not weakness, that's a pattern. And this video is about that pattern, the inner boss trap. In the next few minutes, I will show you three things. One, how you became both the boss and the worker in your own life. You are just tired of being your own worst boss. For years, you did everything right at work. First to log in, last to log out. Working on weekends nobody paid you for, and you told yourself this is what hard work looks like. But here is the part nobody talks about. At some point, you stopped working for a company and quietly started working against yourself. You slipped into what I call the inner boss trap, where the harshest manager you have ever had now lives in your own head. Let me be honest with you, you don't know me yet, so let me earn your next 30 seconds. In 2023, I was that person, replying to emails at midnight, never saying no, working through fever because I thought that's what winners do. Never asked me to, I was doing it to myself. That's when I started asking, where does hard work end and self-destruction begin? And this is not some fringe idea. In early 2025, L&D chairman S.N. Subramanian sparked a national debate after backing a 90-hour work week, saying he would be happier if employees worked Sundays too, and asking how long can you stare at your wife? Yes, he actually said it. That moment hit so hard because deep down a lot of people already live with that voice inside them. What I found next changed everything for me. Here is one number stopped me cold. More than half of all working Indians, over 51%, are working more than 49 hours every single week. Not because someone is forcing them, but because something inside them won't let them stop. So if you feel guilty when you rest, if slowing down feels dangerous, if all your hard work still never feels like enough, that's not weakness, that's a pattern. And this video is about that pattern, the inner boss trap. In the next few minutes, I will show you three things. One, how you became both the boss and the worker in your own life. Two, four signs your hard work has already crossed the line into self-exploitation. 3. How to come back from it without losing your ambition. No big words, no complicated theory, just the truth about what's really happening and how to stop it. If you are tired but still can't stop, stay till the end. This might be the first time someone finally tells you you are not lazy. You are just tired of being your own worst boss. Let's get into it. How you became both boss and worker. For most of history, exploitation at work had a clear villain. There was a factory owner, a landlord, a manager, standing in front of you, giving orders and squeezing more hours out of your body. You knew who the boss was. You knew who the worker was. But under today's achievement culture, something strange happened. Instead of just being workers, we were told to become entrepreneurs of ourselves. Always upgrading, always polishing our CV, always building a personal brand. On paper, that sounds empowering. Be your own boss, own your career, take control of your destiny. But there is a dark twist. When you become your own boss, you also become your own cheapest, most disposable employee. There is no HR to complain to, no labor law protecting you from yourself. Hustle culture finished the job. It told you rest is laziness. Your value is your output. If you are not grinding, someone else will take your place. So now, you don't even need a toxic manager to overwork you. You carry one inside your head. The deadlines, the standards, the pressure, they live in your own voice. You open the laptop at midnight, not because your boss demanded it, but because you have absorbed the boss's desires as your own. That is self-exploitation, the inner boss trap. Inner pressure that has moved inside the house and is now wearing your face. The Indian reality check. Okay, you might think, but everyone works hard. That's just life. Let's look at where we are. According to International Labour Organization data, India is among the most overworked countries in the world. An average Indian worker clocks around 46 to 47 hours a week, and about 51% of Indian workers are working more than 49 hours every week, second only to Bhutan. Think about that, half the workforce, more than 49 hours, many far beyond that in IT, consulting, finance and startups. You have seen the headlines, young employees collapsing, deaths linked in, public debate to insane hours, work hard, party harder, cultures where there is no time left to actually live. At the same time, we have had public praise for 70-hour work weeks and social media posts glorifying all-nighters and no holidays till you make it. In an environment where overwork is normal, even celebrated, saying no doesn't just feel risky, it feels immoral. That's exactly the soil where self-exploitation grows best. 4 signs your hard work has become self-exploitation. So how do you know you have crossed the line? Here are 4 brutal signs. Be honest with yourself as you listen. Sign 1. You feel guilty when you rest. Not just I have a lot to do. Deep down, you feel like you don't deserve rest. If you sit quietly on a Sunday afternoon, a voice in your head whispers, you are wasting time. You are falling behind. Healthy hard work makes rest feel earned. Self-exploitation makes rest feel like a crime. Sign 2. You work through sickness and emotional breakdowns. You are shivering with fever or mentally completely drained and still logging into Zoom, still taking client calls, still telling yourself, it's fine, I can push through. If you had an employee in that state, would you force them to work? If the answer is no, but you force yourself, that's self-exploitation. Your identity is equals to your output. On good days, when you hit targets, you feel worthy. On bad days, when you are slow, you don't just feel underproductive, you feel like a useless human being. That's not ambition, that's addiction to achievement. Sign 4. You treat yourself worse than you would treat anyone you love. Imagine you had a junior who works your hours, sleeps like you, eats like you, and gets spoken to the way you talk to yourself. Would you call that good management or abuse? Self-exploitation is when you become the kind of boss to yourself that if it were anyone else, you would call toxic. If these signs feel painfully accurate, your hard work has quietly crossed into something else. Escaping self-exploitation without losing ambition. Now the big question, how do I step out of self-exploitation without becoming lazy or mediocre? 3 shifts. Shift 1. Redefine what good work means. Right now, your brain measures work in hours, exhaustion, and sacrifice. Start measuring work in outcomes that matter, health you still have left, relationships that survive your success, hard work that destroys your body, your mind, and your people is not heroic, it's just expensive. Shift 2. Set boundaries you would set for an employee. Take a pen and literally write down maximum hours you will work on a normal day, non-negotiable windows where you are unreachable, sleep, meals, 1 block on weekends, conditions under which you must stop, pain, sickness, panic. These are not nice to have, they are your internal labor law. You wouldn't accept a company that has no overtime rules, no weekly off, no health protections. So why are you running that kind of company in your own life? Shift 3. Change the voice of your inner boss. Right now, that voice only knows 2 words, more and faster. You have to retrain it to ask better questions. Is this really worth the extra 2 hours? If I wasn't scared, What would be a sane limit here? If someone I love lived that schedule, would I be proud or worried? Ambition is not enemy. The enemy is aimless sacrifice, bleeding for every demand, every metric, every ego trip that passes by. Here is the shift I want you to walk away with. You are not weak because you are tired. You are tired because you have been playing two roles in the same body. The boss who always wants more, and the worker who can never say no. Hard work built this country, but self-exploitation is quietly breaking its people. If this video gave you new language for what you've been feeling, pause after this and ask yourself one question. If I stopped treating myself like free labor, how would my life have to change? Tell me your answer in the comments. And if you want to go deeper into redesigning your work life around results instead of just hours, comment down below and I will make sure to make a video on it. Because your life is not a factory and you were never meant to be both the boss and the worker on the shop floor 24/7.